Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of Summertime Sadness. I don't know why I called it that. I was just thinking that when I was not trading so much, and I wish there was more setups. My name's Sam. I'm a six-figure funded trader, currently with FTMO. I did have a $20,000 account with my Forex funds, but obviously most people in this space that trade with prop firms will understand why I don't anymore. But nevertheless, we move forward, it's all good. What I'm doing this series from, if you watch part 1, I'm backtesting August. As we know, I've talked to a few more experienced traders than that have been in the year trading game quite a long time. We know summertime can be quite slow. It puts a lot of strategies to the test, and I want to see how well I did compared to what was available in the market. I did have a profitable month in August, but not as profitable as I would like. And so I want to see how well I traded compared to what was actually available in the market in my backtest. So I'm backtesting straight through the whole month of August. So you'll see my charts already marked up. If you want to see my full top-down analysis, check out part 1. But I'm just going to go through what's changed on each week and update what I need to. So let's get started. Of course, if you like what I'm doing, if you like my videos, if you like my value, please like, subscribe, share these videos. It really helps me a lot and helps get this information out to more people to help them become profitable traders. So without further ado, let's go. So you can see here I'm on the daily charts where I usually start the week. I don't do new markups every time because it's not necessary, especially on the daily. You can see we tapped into this daily point of interest. We're in a daily uptrend. Everything's still valid for us right now. So we pushed out, we had some longs out of here. We've still got liquidity here where I suspect we probably will sweep at some point. But yeah, let's jump on the 4 hour. Not much here to explain. Okay, let's see. I think this would be, yeah, so pretty much where we want it to be. Okay, I might just close some stuff down. Okay, perfect. Okay, 4 hour. Let's look what's relevant. Sort of everything still is quite relevant. Let me delete that. It's a little bit more confusing on the, quite a bit. I've got all my markups from last week. So we're going to move forward from here. But just so you can see the markups here that are valid, we had a 4 hour breaker structure. So we've still got our 4 hour point of interest here. We've still got our 4 hour high here. We had this 4 hour low. We've only broken it with wick breaks. So 4 hour high doesn't change. Our 4 hour low has actually moved. So we haven't got a 4 hour breaker structure yet, but let's just see here. Okay, our liquidity, I pulled it all across. The liquidity is actually was here, but I pulled it across so we could see when I'm zoomed in on my chart. Yeah, let's move this. Move that. We'll have a look at the 15 minutes soon. Move our premium and discount. Oh, wrong thing. Theoretically, we can delete this 4 hour POI. It's been fully mitigated now. But yeah, our premium discount leg has been extended. So let's have a look. So yeah, I think essentially what we're looking for is some sort of sweep of those highs. We'll see if we get into our 4 hour point of interest. But we'll look for any sort of weakness in this area once we sweep these highs. Well, I don't know they're going to sweep, but I've watched the markets long enough to be surprised if they don't. So, yeah, let's move down to the 15. Otherwise, there's not really much I'm interested otherwise. We had our miniature 4 hour chocks here, but they've played out into the discount area. So unless we break this 4 hour high, I'm not really interested in longs anymore, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to follow the 4 hour structure. Okay, so we've still got our markups from the last week. I'm happy to leave them there. I'll see if I do that for the whole video, but I think it's good. It just saves me having to mark out every time and just takes just a little bit quicker. Yeah, so this is the high. Let me have a look. Pushed up. Yeah, so essentially if we were going to go long, it would be out here. But if we get a chock here, a nice chock, I could look for the shorts. But other than that, I really think these highs are going to be swept. So we'll sort of wait for that. Otherwise, if we get a decent chock here, then we may look for shorts. But just with this all liquidity sitting above here, I'm not that excited about it. But we will trade with the momentum if it comes. So pretty much all we're looking at now, we're moving up. Breaks of structure here. We had a 15 high that we took out. So internal is bullish, but 4 hour external is bearish, and we're moving into the discount zone. So longs get less probable, and shorts get more probable. Okay, so let's play it. Is it playing? Okay, so sorry, it was just freezing. So we've got here, we've actually sort of, let me have a look. Let's zoom in. Did we get a chock? Wick. So we didn't really get the chock until pretty much this zone here. Okay, but we did get chock, so fairly valid. Let's have a look. This could be, not really like that excited about it. It is the one that sort of led. There is a bit more push down here. Rejected this. Let's have a look at the 5 minutes. Guess we've got this one behind us. None of this really looks like a strong point of interest, even though it led to the chock. I think I will leave it for now. I'm not going to trade from that, so we'll see. Okay, well, it looks like we're doing like a nice 15-minute pullback. Yeah, I still think the highs are going to take this liquidity here, but you know, if it is going to reject, it might be around here, but I don't like it. It doesn't swept enough liquidity. It just looks like an area that might get swept. So, you know, I work off strength, strong OBs, sort of just pushing down. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at what happened there. Whoa. Okay, may have got hold, but we've had a lot of, you know, pushback in the discount zone of the 15. Not really liking anything here, to be honest. Alright, yeah. So we're into nighttime. For me, there wasn't anything available today. We had this chock, okay, potentially, but not very strong order block. We pushed down, broke, you know, here, never got tapped, pushed down, small pullback. Okay, we did get a rejection here, but you know, imbalance above, no liquidity taken, you know, not high probability. It did play out, but once we started getting down this low, we have to remember, even though, you know, we're not looking for long so much, we still have to think, as this is a leg up, we can be a pullback, and this could be a discount area. And we were in the discount area. So shorts from here become lower probability, and longs obviously because we're in 4-hour discount area. But you know, if there's nothing clean, then you just wait. You know, there's no point trying to force something that's not there and losing money. So essentially we're in the same sort of spot. This is the 15 high, you know, potentially something out of here maybe would consider. We've retraced and got like this sort of chock here, I guess. But, you know, we've got this low that's not very strong with big imbalance below. I'll just draw it up what I mean. You know, we pulled back and we've sort of broken the last low that led to the high. You know, I probably, with such a weak low like this, I'd look for some sort of bullish order flow, you know, so another pullback and a break of structure, but we haven't had the pullback yet. So let's see. I guess we'll just wait it out for Asian session and then we'll get to the next day started. Okay, we're at the start of our 7 a.m. So we're up, analyzing the markets again. We've got a 15-minute high, a 15-minute low, nothing's changed. This is the sort of area that we would look for nice pullbacks out of. Our internal low, internal high. For me to go long, I probably need a nice break of this high. And there's not really any shorts that I'm really looking at right now, to be honest with you. We're sort of just middle of the range. Nothing's really high probability. So let's see what maybe London or Frankfurt Open does for us. Okay, we've just like front run the highs again, still in this range. Yeah, I do remember this is August a little bit. Very, you know, can be slow and the direction can be tricky. So we sort of just wait till we have these confirmations of breaks. Okay, looks like it's a little bit laggy here, so I'm not sure how much further it's going to show. But we did have a break of this low. I still don't really like, I guess this swept a lot of liquidity here. Oh, I guess it's just going to keep playing out. Alright, so we broke this low. We did sweep some liquidity here. So, just problem was just still in this range. You know, it's just really not pretty price action or high probability price action, so I'm going to let it play out a bit more. Okay, we've wicked the lows. Let me have a look where we're sitting. 4-hour lows there. We'll get rid of this. We've just taken out some lows here, but just by wick, no closes above there. This is all sort of middle of the range stuff. If we had broken the low, maybe I'd mark that up, but we haven't with body break, so just see if we get anything. Yeah, some of these videos might be quite quick. Looks like we're into the night as well. For me, there wasn't like I said, I marked up everything that I like. I showed you everything. There just wasn't opportunities here. Unfortunately, in summer it can be like this. And I do remember it could be in this week where I didn't take a single trade on euro. Let's see if that is actually the case. You know, this could have been actually, we look, in the end, it could have actually played out to be a nice short, funny enough. So I might mark that up and class as a miss, but for the reasons, you know, just didn't have really nice sweep, you know, any sort of liquidity going for it, but it did hold the market down. So fair play to it. Would have been quite a huge trade there on the, so pretty much what this was being is a flip zone. If you watch the first one, or if you've watched any of my other videos talking about high win rate, high probability order blocks, flip zone is one of my favorites. Let me just show you what I mean. Flip zone. So I only count when stuff happens with body breaks. So because this, even though the chalk line's there and it hit wicks, the chalk for me didn't actually happen until this part here. This candle closed below this wick low. This is where the chalk happened, because we had chalk come over here. We had failed runs. So for this to be confirmed, not a sweep, we need another low below that wick. So we chalk there. So the flip zone is the pre-break of structure order block. And let's have a look at the 5 minutes. Maybe it would have looked better on the 5 minutes. Must have been decent to hold down the market. Okay, a little bit better. We do have some, you know, some highs there that got swept. You know, and it did push down with imbalance. Let's just mark it up. That'd be quite interesting to see. It would have been absolutely massive risk to reward. 3.8. So we'll go there. However, yeah, you would have had to hold it into the next day. So pretty much if I would have closed it out overnight, it would have been, actually it would have come down and probably ended up break even, because I have a break even rule of 3R. But yeah, it'd be interesting. What is that? 17R. So that's anyway, it would have ended up break even or closed out break even overnight. So, but yeah, interesting to see how powerful these flip zones are. Even when they don't look that good, this has held down the market pretty heavily. So let's move into the next day. So I just wanted to cover that. Okay, so 7 a.m. Let's go. Let's have a look. We've just swept the lows. You know, we've had a bit of a chalk here, which was played out. I'll mark that out. So there was a highs, we had the wicks, but then eventually got this body break. So I guess you could say we had a sweep and a chalk. And then, yeah, it looks like the flip zone has held up the market again. And then we had wicks, highs, and a body break there. And then pretty much this is a whole continuation of this leg up. Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just live trading. Okay, so this up. Didn't sweep anything. So not really looking at any nice order blocks just yet to go long. And not really that interested in any shorts either. Because, it's hard to say. No, not really. You know, we've got areas of interest here, but there's, maybe if it pauses. We had this area of interest, like still a flip zone that led to this break of the lows. However, with the imbalance above, I guess, you know, it's fair enough. We could wait for this sweep, what's happened. And then if we get a break of these lows that put in, then I guess we can look to go short from there. But let's see what happens. Okay, so we've had a break of these lows. Realistically, this is the flip zone. Now, let me just jump on the 5 minutes. Yeah, it's the only thing that looks really decent. It's still not that high probability, but, you know, we've retraced. It's kind of a weird thing, because let's have a look. This was our 15-minute leg up, the whole one here. We then had bearish chalk, and we had bearish break of structure. We've had a retrace here. Yeah, so there's all these equal highs here that probably will end up getting swept. Stop zooming in. Okay. However, yeah, let's try it. Not like, it doesn't really have any imbalance actually coming out of it. Let me check the 5 again. There's no imbalance actually, so nah, I'm gonna leave that one. If there was actually some imbalance coming out of here to show like a bit of strength coming out of this chalk, I'd take it. But when it's already in the middle of the range and, you know, we're sort of just not that strong, there's imbalance above, there's liquidity above, there's even more liquidity above, I'm gonna leave it for now. Alright, so you can see where that imbalance comes into play. You know, when there's no imbalance, it's, you know, it's not that strong to push down. We'll mark it out. Hold on. We'll mark it out as chalk. because it's fair enough. It did close. And potentially, if we get reverse chalk, then, you know, we might look for longs out of this area here. But let's delete that for now. That's a good point of ticking off all the boxes for each thing, you know. Okay, does it have this? Does it have that? Does it have this? Okay, so let's keep playing. Okay, we got a sweep of the highs again. No close. So now after that sweep, we're either looking for a break of these lows to potentially go short. Otherwise, you know, this would be pretty aggressive to long out of here. So I'm just going to mark it up and see how price moves out of it. And if we can get a, you know, if it does move and we get a nice little chalk out of it, maybe there'll be an entry. But with no break above the high and just this internal break, it's not really that high probability. But let's see. Okay, we're building up liquidity on the other side. So, all right, we're going into nighttime. Yeah, I think this was the week where I didn't take a trade on Euro USD. So what I'll do is we'll get through Asian session. We'll start in the morning. Okay, so what we've got here, we've held the low by the looks. We've still got the high that we want to confirm to break. So we're still kind of between these two areas. However, we have had a bit of bullish momentum out of this area that we marked. I don't see really anything I'd like to long out of here. I'm going to see if we break the highs first. Alright, well, it looks like we're not getting a pullback anyway, and so we've got to break the highs. So what we've got to zoom out and see where we are in the scheme of things. Okay, so we've just taken all this liquidity out. Let's see. Yeah, we're absolutely just smashing it up there. We've got this small consolidation here, but no, I don't like it to take a trade. Let's just see. Price is just moving up. We've got another POI, but heaps of imbalance below. This is a high. Let's pull it all across. This is the liquidity we were talking about. They're very close together. What's the bet they get swept at the same time? Probably some sort of big push up. Well, actually, what do we have here? Red news. Yep, I'm assuming that's probably going to send us up to take that liquidity. And yeah, okay, let's pause there. Yeah, so we swept that liquidity there. We then put in a low here. So we essentially want to see some sort of break of this low with a body break, and then we can start looking for shorts. But yeah, let's see. Usually after news, there's not a lot of potential for opportunities. Yeah, just a wick break. Looks like we're coming down. Hold the low again. Okay. Alright, there we go. We've got this break here. So pretty much all we're looking for is shorts now. I'm going to show you why. Let's jump on the 4 hour quickly. Okay. So what we've got now is we've just taken out this high, this high, this high into the discount zone. Okay, we didn't reach our 4 hour POI, but I said, you know, it doesn't always happen. We took out liquidity and now we're moving down very fast. This is still our 4 hour low, so any shorts will be targeting that. So let's jump back on the 15 and see if there's any opportunities. Okay, so we had our 15-minute shock. We've got, I think, a nice flip zone here. Doesn't look like it swept a lot of liquidity, so we can have a look at quickly on the 5. Alright, so there was like a bit of here, highs, highs, highs. We swept up and then we pushed down. So for me, that's enough, especially with such volume coming out of here. And after this huge liquidity sweep, I would love to get into shorts as soon as possible. But it looks like it's getting pretty late, so we might have to wait for the next day. Yeah, I think my trading period's over. So what I'll do is I'll get us through this our season the next day. Okay, so right on, I don't know what time it is, 6:30. So we've got a bit of time. Let me mark up this. This is what we're looking for. I will take this 100%. Nice flip zone. Okay, well, 9.3. Go on the 45. And I think 5.6 or whatever. It's hard to get it when it's... And what I said is 4 hour low is our target. Let's see if London give us an opportunity. So much imbalance here, so I'm worried that we just reject from there, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so let's have a look. Something that I've been quite working on as well is, you know, if we do reject early, being aware, you know, that can happen, and having a sort of some, you know, basic rules around it. So if we look at where we've rejected, it's, you know, within this imbalance here. Sometimes I check the imbalance on the 5 minutes because sometimes, you know, the imbalance might end early. Okay, there is still some imbalance above here. So it sort of does make this a bit more of a risky trade. But, you know, we've got sort of this move back. We've got a sweep, a sweep, a sweep. It's pretty good pattern to trade. We then had like a confirmation of a chock. Let's see if this plays out anyway, and then I can give you a lesson. If it doesn't play out, then, you know, it is what it is. We'll just take the upper part of this here. We don't need the lower part because that's a move down. Okay, we're trading with order flow. We've had to push up. It hasn't come as high as we'd like it, but then we've rejected and we've come down with like a huge sort of change of character within this pullback, which can signify, okay, this might be the start of the next leg down. 45 we want to be on because it's over 7. Okay, oof, so far away. 20R, crazy. Let's see. Let's hope. Pray. No, not pray, but. Okay, let me see. Did we break the low? Oh, we didn't. We've held the low. Alright, so this could get interesting. It's still weakness inside. Okay. Okay, so that is unfortunate. I guess, like I said, this is what we're going to be worried about. We do have imbalance above, so we could have given it a little bit extra. Unfortunate, very annoying. It does happen. It's sort of, I didn't fully break my rule, I guess, in terms of the imbalance. I guess I sort of did. However, I thought it was good enough. I guess how much would we have to give it? Well, maybe like 1.5 pips, maybe 2 pips. And we would have been all right. Let me see if it literally, because the 5 minute showed even smaller imbalance there. So let's see if that filled that exactly. And so maybe we could have used that as reference. So I'll draw it up here. Okay, not quite. So I guess if we wanted to, we could have covered the 5 minute imbalance. Unfortunate, lessons learned. We'll take the loss on the chin. It is what it is. We move on to the next one. So we've now got a new break of structure and another area of interest. Mark it up. What's the bet that this price just sends it all the way to where our take profit would have been? Oh, that would be painful. That's what I'm sort of working on, a low time frame entry for if this happens, so I can risk entry, because it's not always the imbalance gets swept. It can oftentimes be the case, however, not always. So I'd like to be able to just be able to risk everyone, and then if I get stopped out, I have a plan. So that's something to come. I want to have like a really good amount of data, because low time frames can be quite tricky because a lot of fake patterns happen. But alas, let's see. Let's have a look. What do we have here actually? Is it actually, I don't really know. When it's red, I'm sort of still always cautious about it. Yeah, it wasn't too much. Looks like we just got the pullback and we continue down. So what we had here, see, once again, it's kind of tricky. Let's see if it does this again. So we had a nice consolidation here. We had a high put in, and then we had it swept, which I kind of like. And then we had another break of structure here. Where is it? So a nice big sweep. We've got imbalance there. Am I to dare? So this is what I mean. We'll see. I wonder if it sweeps again. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's getting pretty late actually. So I probably wouldn't be taking this live, but let's just mark it up just for educational purposes. Isn't it? It's all for education. 14. Oh, that's huge. Perfect. That's a bit bigger on the stop loss than I want, but it is what it is. I'm being so precise on this. I do it after when I'm mapping out the wins. I line it all up a bit better. Yeah, it's getting too late. I wouldn't take this in real trading, so let's see. Actually, yeah, what is it, Friday? So definitely not. But we'll leave it set up there, because potentially when we come back next week, we can trade off these and we can work on that for next week. So I'm going to tally this up and get the results done and then go through it, and so I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, that was a pretty easy one to tally up. This is the week. This one we didn't take, would have been break even anyway, and then it literally was just a mess. If you look at it, this was the 15-minute range we were in from down here to up here, and we swept the low, then we swept the high, and then we never had a chance to get short. This was the week where I didn't take any trades, because I wouldn't have taken this one live with the imbalance above, because I don't have the strategy to go. It was pretty aggressive me trading that one, but I think when you're not having a trade all week, thankfully I didn't do it in live trading, so no losses for me this week, but no wins. But yeah, that's a tough one. You have to I really stick to my rules. We swept this low, no break of structure, so I wasn't, that excited to take any of these. I was looking for weakness in the market. I knew we're 4-hour downtrend. However, we had this chalk. There was no imbalance. The rules didn't sort. We didn't close with a bullish break of structure. Okay, Pat, maybe you could have got in an Asian session, but still would have been a high risk. And yeah, there wasn't any opportunities up here until the news came. Then we dumped super fast and yeah, never got any available. So one loss for there, really a summertime sadness week, but it is what it is. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Not having any losses and protecting capital is sometimes better than trading and losing. Well, it's always better. Understanding your market, having your rules in place and not getting caught up in the chop can be very, very useful. So I'm going to go into week 3 in August. If you really like this, like, subscribe, share this across. Really want to just give a realistic perspective of trading, Forex trading, especially in these summer times, because I know people are struggling quite a lot. Feel either bored or frustrated, not getting a lot of trades. So I want to, make you realize that it is, it's a group. Everyone's experiencing this right now. Well, I don't know about everyone, but people that trade in the order box strategy, people that are following this sorts of techniques, even very experienced traders, it's still very slow time. So stick around, tune in for week 3. Hopefully it's a bit more exciting for you guys. I hope you learned a lot, and really sticking to the rules can make a big difference.